I'm Harry from Teen Cross, and you're watching All 5.
Decisions can be easy, they can be hard, and sometimes they can even be life-changing. Everybody makes a bad decision from time to time, but we rarely regret those decisions for the rest of our lives. In this list, we'll be showing you 5 of the worst decisions ever made. We would like to give a big shout out to viewers ElectricGaming and That Random YouTuber for suggesting this video. Number 5. Excite passes on Google. Today, Google is valued at $365 billion, but way back in 1999, the leading search engine called Excite turned down buying Google for only $250,000. Excite was the Google of 1999, the leader of the search engines. So when Larry Page and Sergey Brin, the founders of Google, tried to sell their company to Excite for $1 million, George Bell, the CEO of Excite, refused. Page and Brin reduced their asking price to $750,000, but still were rejected. They finally dropped their price to only $250,000, but still couldn't make a deal. It was a blessing for Google, but probably the worst business decision George Bell ever made, as only a few years later, Google became the biggest online company in the world. Number 4. Thalidomide's use as a morning sickness treatment. Thalidomide was introduced in the early 1950s as a safe over-the-counter sedative and went on to be prescribed to pregnant women as a morning sickness treatment during the 1950s and 60s across 46 countries. By 1961 though, negative effects of the drugs were becoming evident. Babies were born with severe deformities. Affected babies were often born with shortened arms or legs and with flipper-like hands and feet. Some babies were born with other defects such as malformed eyes, ears, hearts and other organs. By the time the manufacturer finally pulled the drug, an estimated 100,000 pregnant women had taken it, and an estimated 40% of babies exposed to the drug died either during the pregnancy or shortly after birth. The drug is still used today, but thankfully not for morning sickness. Instead, it's used for various different cancers, HIV-related complications and more. Number 3. Edwin Drake fails to patent his oil drill. Currently, oil is the biggest industry in the world. Out of the top 10 largest companies by revenue, 6 of them are in the oil and gas industry. Edwin Drake is the inventor of the oil drill, the machine used to extract large quantities of precious oil. Back in 1858, Drake and a local blacksmith hand-built a machine that could drill up large amounts of oil from deep underground whilst keeping out water. He unfortunately got fired from his company, lost all his money on Wall Street, and everybody around him was getting filthy rich from using his invention. He never got a chance to patent his oil drill, which resulted in the loss of a substantial amount of money, way beyond just a few million. He did, however, make a bit of cash. The state of Pennsylvania and oil barons paid him some money to express their gratitude. Number 2. IBM allows Microsoft to retain copyright for the MS-DOS platform. In 1980, IBM was the leader of the computer industry. They wanted an operating system, so called up a smallish software company called Microsoft. Bill Gates agreed to build them an operating system for $80,000, but in a shrewd and very calculated business move, he also requested to retain the copyright for the operating system his company would build. IBM agreed, not knowing they just handed the keys for Microsoft to dominate the industry. Microsoft developed the MS-DOS platform and over time evolved it into Windows. For years, Microsoft single-handedly ruled the computer industry, with Windows being by far the best-selling OS. Only in recent times has Apple been able to knock Microsoft off their throne, but Bill Gates still made his billions. Number 1. Western Union passes on the telephone. In 1876, Western Union were the giants in communication, not through telephones obviously, but through telegraphs. Today the company is best known as a way of sending cash instantly to any part of the world. However, they could have still been giants in communication if only they saw the telephone for what it would become. Company president William Orton turned down Gardner Green's Hubbard's offer to sell the patent to the telephone for a mere $100,000. According to Orton, the invention lacked commercial possibilities and resembled an electric toy. In the end, he missed out on owning the rights to an invention that changed the world, and AT&T became America's telecommunication giant. Thank you for watching, and if you'd like to record an intro for us just like Harry did, then make sure to read the description below for full information. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe for more awesome daily lists of all things 5. This is All 5, and until next time, feed your mind.